Hey guys, and welcome back to another replay analysis. We are here and we are analysing this replay from a sub who said, hello Jack, decided to go with this replay. We might have won, but it was still a pretty long OT and wanted to see what I can improve on when I'm not just playing super bad. GC3 around 1780 MMR 3's game. So we're going to be going from this guy's perspective. He said he won the game, so obviously a bit of a spoiler, but it doesn't really matter. We're just kind of looking to see what we can improve. And if I sound a bit weird, I've got my retainer in, which I usually don't have for videos. So I've got like a slight lisp for now because I've had to put in a quite a tighter retainer. I'm basically having Invisalign done. I'm on my 8th week out of 12, so not too long now. But yeah, let's get into this replay analysis. So this play in particular isn't too bad. Quite good mechanics, quite good control. I like to see it. Although sometimes we've got to be careful with using 100 boost to get out of defense where we're not even pushing the ball that far with that much speed. So if you look at the ball, how far it's travelled, we've used 100 boost and it's gone from here over to here. And that's just one part of the play, right? The ball's gone that far, right? It's not that far. You've also got to take into account other things. You know, if it's gone that far and none of the other team are there, then perhaps it's worth it. But you've got a player there, which means it's even worse. If it's gone that far and your teammate can get a good touch out past this guy, then yeah, again, it's okay. But your teammate, perhaps he could have got a better touch than he does, but he still can't really get too good of a touch. So that makes it even worse. I'm not just trying to like rip into you, but we're just kind of looking at the things that kind of we want to be, you know, thinking about when we make a play. And the last thing we want to think about is how fast can we recover from this play. Now we know we've used all our boosts, so that's one way that we can't get speed. We don't have any boosts, we can't get any more momentum or any more speed to get back in time. We've also landed quite poorly, or very poorly, so that means we're out of the play for even longer. And if you look at that, we've landed here. We got the ball to here in the, you know, in the grand scheme of things. Obviously it's not all of our fault that the ball didn't go the ball only got to here. Of course our teammates could have done better, but you know, we could have done better. So if we're looking at this play, what we want to be doing here is we either want to do one or two things. We want to get a harder touch on our first touch and make sure we air dribble it out with more momentum on the ball, and that gives us a you know, longer clear and a better recovery. We can either take a touch and go to the ceiling. That's quite hard to control. Or we just, you know, do this touch and just try and play for a 50. Don't try and get the lift on the ball. Let Mystic, the red car there, let him come forward and 50 the ball with you and use about 20 boosts, and you'll be on 30 boosts to recover and get back. So just anything but that, really. Again, it's not the worst play, but it's just could be better, and it could be a lot better. Because let's just count how long we're now on 12 boost. You know, we're on low boost from this play, by the way, all from that play for a long time. And now you're on low boost again because you don't have much boost to recover. And now you're going to finally probably pick up that boost on spawn. So, you know, it can end badly, but obviously it doesn't really end too bad. Great shot, good effort. That was a really, really good shot. Okay, got to be careful with speeding up our car and boosting when a touch is about to happen. Especially when the touch is about to go behind us. Now, it's not too bad because, well, if you went like this, if you kept your momentum and drove in a circle like this, and maybe grabbed this boost if you have time, or just go back and click the ball, it's not that bad. But because you've stopped here, you've kind of killed all your momentum, which allows the opponent to get the first touch on the ball. Nice, good patience on the backboard there. Really good speed from your teammate. Nice, I like it. Yeah, that's good. As long as you meant to pop that out to your teammate. I mean, even if you try to, you know, get a flip and carry on with yourself, don't mind the play. But a pop to your teammate in that position is really good. We always want to be looking for these. When our opponents are pushing forward, you know, can we put the ball over them, right? You look at the play. You've got Gregory, what a name. You've got Gregory as, you know, maybe the second man, potentially the last man. He's holding a position. You've got the crescendo, right? He's flipping forward. You know that he's flipping forward. He's committed, right? So and you've got Mystic who's out the play. He can't get another touch. If you just get a high touch here, you've took two players out. You took Mystic out. You took crescendo out, and it's now 1v2 for your team. So this is a good play. Is what I'm trying to say. But you always want to be looking out for them. Whenever your opponent's pushing forward, getting a touch quickly to your teammate over them is going to be really effective. I don't mind this. I think that it's not particularly needed. Gregory doesn't have much boost. We should know that he doesn't have much boost on this play because, I mean, look at the way he's moving. He has to wave dash to get speed. He's not boosting here to carry on with the ball. We should assume he's got no boost. So what you want to be doing, really, is you've got one of two things here. You either just leave it and go behind your teammate, and that means this guy can turn around. And Gregory, he's going to be here with the ball. He's on 0 boost. He can't get it mid quickly. He can't do anything. He can't change the angle of the ball, whatever. Just go behind your teammate. Or you drive alongside the ball, and you let him touch it again, and you just drive at the ball with the ball. Like, you'll have a free ball here, but you kind of get a touch where you can't really carry on too well. Obviously, I don't mind the touch because if you practice that enough, you'll learn how to control your car to where you can go for it again. So I don't mind it, but potentially it's worth thinking about, you know, just letting the ball roll in those positions where there's not actually a real threat on goal. I don't know how this goal happened. I don't think it's your fault. Yeah, it's a decent flick. And your teammates just kind of pushed really far forward, especially your last man there, so not your fault. I think if I had to be really picky, we want to be flicking that in a position where they can't get a touch or where you at least take one player out, but I mean, it's not your fault. Works. Yeah, nice. Just leave it. You don't try and go up for that ball. Good read. Oh, that's a bit unlucky. The boost spawns right as you left. Good avoidance. I think you're a little bit too kind of tunnel visioned on the ball sometimes, quite a lot of the time. You just seem to, I'm not saying you have to take ball cam off all the time, but I feel like if you took ball cam off a little bit, you'd stop yourself from getting tunnel visioned. Like in a position like this, there's no threat on target here. As in, Gregory can't shoot this. He's on 0 boost again. You know, we should be seeing that he's on 0 boost because of the way he's moving. Perhaps like, I don't know, maybe it's just like a thing you learn when you get really high ranked, but I feel like you should start seeing this, especially you're quite high rated. You're very high rated, to be honest. So I feel like we've got to look at this. We've got to realise he's on 0 boost. There's no threat on target. And what we can do is we can just quickly grab this boost. It'll take us half a second longer to get back to that. But now we've given one of our opponents 100 boost, and we've also took 60 away from ourselves. So that's 160 boost loss. If you think about it, you've lost 60 boost because you didn't take the 100, which would have put you from 40 to 100, and then you've given your opponent, you've allowed them to go from 0 to 100, 160 boost loss. So that's, you know, we got to be kind of looking out for those positions where we can just kind of boost our opponent, and perhaps they wouldn't have scored. I don't know. You know, it's difficult to say, very difficult to say, but yeah. I think back to my point though, is what I was saying is that sometimes you seem to be like following the ball a little bit. Nice, that was good there. Following the ball a little bit too much. Perhaps like you need to look out for positions where the ball could go and not where the ball currently is. You know, you always want to be thinking about what could happen next. Nice, I like this. See, this is good. You go for a demo because you see that your teammate should really have the touch over that guy you're challenging. And I don't know why he didn't. I mean, he is first to this ball by a long shot. He just doesn't really, he goes too high on the ball. So I like this from you though. You realise that he should have it over that guy. You go for a demo on what should be the only player he has to beat after that. So that was good. And that's small plays that I like. Yeah, nice. This is good. So you've got good control. You've got better mechanics than I'd say everyone in the lobby. I think you're going just slightly too quick sometimes. I don't mind it. I think there's just some plays where we can take more time and slow down a little bit. You're very fast though. You're very like, mechanically a lot better. Great first touch there, and I like that. You don't try and get this touch over the guy. You know, if you try and boost into this ball, he's just gonna dunk you. So you just stop boosting, and you wait for him to touch like the ball into you, and then you start boosting to try and get the dunk. It's good. It's a good play. So you clearly have better mechanics. It's just sometimes we aren't realizing where the ball could go. Perhaps like this, slightly too far forward, just ever so slightly. Now you have to use more boost to get behind the ball again. Our boost, what? Hang on, this replay was so bugged there. What is that? This game sucks, bro. See that? Your car, somehow you've created a new mechanic, so props to you. I mean, maybe you push too far forward sometimes, but at least you can pull out stuff like this where you air roll at 5 times speed and get around the ball. That is so stupid, but that was a good good play. I mean, I couldn't really see it fully because it didn't really show me what happened, but I can know. That was a good effort on that play. Nice. So yeah, you are way you're mechanically better. Your boost management is slightly off. Perhaps your pathing along small pads is slightly off. Like you can pick up a couple more boost pads there. And small pads are very, very important. It's one thing that I don't really credit myself a lot, but like one thing I do better than a lot of players. I mean, if you look at my stats, I always have like I'm not even getting like 30 more small boost pads a game picked up. And that's just not. I'm not really trying. That's just what I've learned and do naturally. So I always have the most small boost pads picked up and always have the least amount of time on zero boost by a long shot. So it's very important to do. Really, it allows you to kind of be comfortable around the pitch. We want to be making ourselves comfortable and our opponents uncomfortable. That's always our aim. Oh, the triple fake. Oh, he's 100% scored this. No! Okay, good. I was going to say, I was like, if he hasn't scored this would have been such a good play. Yeah, good effort. I mean, it's just a bit of a panic, like flip. A bit too early, but that was a good play. That was a very good play. You still force the 50s out and force the open nets to come, so... That's your play, in my opinion. You're a good player there. You scored that goal. Yeah, this is good. Nice. Okay. Again, it's just slightly. It's not bad. I promise you, it's not bad. But it's just ever so slightly behind. You really got to be. I want you to work on realizing what could happen to the ball. You know, your teammate is getting beat here. Stop driving forward, or slow down. Either you stop driving, and you brake, which I don't recommend. This is what Verge coached me to do. Back on Diggs House with Panda and Jorius, roster, and this is what Verge, my old coach, taught me to do: is just take your finger off R2 or take your finger off accelerate, whatever button your accelerate button or controller is on. Just take it off. Let your car kind of drift forward. Don't actually use drift. Let your car kind of just use its momentum that it's already picked up and go forward without actually accelerating, and that will allow you to have much better control of your car whilst also keeping momentum. And it slows your car down slightly. So in positions like this where you want to be moving, but you don't want to be moving too fast, and you want to be able to control your car quickly and turn quickly, take your finger off accelerate, and just let your car kind of use its own momentum. And that would stop you from having to do these small adjustments where you go like this, where if you look, you drive forward and then you brake here, and now the ball's past you and it allows you to get bumped. Whereas if you took your finger off accelerate, perhaps you can kind of just drift into this ball and slowly let your car go towards it, and you'd have a much easier time trying to go up for this ball. But unfortunately, we get bumped and you leave your teammate in a 1v1 position. Fortunately for us, though, Mystic just kind of gave it to our goalkeeper there. Yeah, this is good. Nice, great hit. Good effort. That was good. Let's see what you do on kickoff. Yeah. Solid kickoff. Nice. You force the ball to go over you. Back to your teammate. I like it. Good pathing on the small pads. Again, good pathing. I don't know what happens here. Perhaps, yeah, I mean, I don't know. What's this guy doing? Where is he? Here. I don't know. I'm not sure whose fault this is. Perhaps you're too far forward. Maybe I was wrong. Perhaps, like, I don't know. I don't think it's terrible what you've done. I don't think it's terrible, but somehow we give a shot attempt away. I don't know what... Like, yes, you could, like, maybe not push as far forward here. Alright, maybe... Where's your boost amount gone? There you go. Perhaps the correct path then is you go... Let me just keep ball come on, or, like, keep an eye on the ball. You go here, you go here, you go through this boost pad, this boost pad. I think that's your best option. So I was wrong originally. This isn't a good path in, because you're just slightly too close. If you did the path that I said, you would be here, I'd say, about now, and that gives you a much better approach onto this ball, and you actually just beat both those players and get a 1v1 or a 1v2 with that teammate there. So that's probably the best course for you to take there. Instead, we give a shot attempt away. I don't think what you did was awful, because I can see myself doing that in certain positions, perhaps like hoping for a better outcome on the guy who had the ball, your teammate there, but sometimes we can't assume that your teammate is just going to get a beat on the player challenging them. So yeah, you want to be taking safe options sometimes. Good speed, good hit as well. You don't try and put a shot on target because Gregory's just going to have a save. You put it over to your teammate, which is good. We're pathing along small pads way better now. And I think what it is, actually, I've just realised why we're doing that and what's going on is that we're playing a lot safer in this overtime. I'm just looking at the way you're moving, the way you're challenging the ball and the way you're pathing. You're just moving your car a lot slower, and sometimes it's actually working out better. Even though you're playing safe, I think you can play a little bit more like you were in regular time. We're playing a little bit cautious, and we're giving away things like this, where your first man here, just go for this ball. Just force out a bad touch. Just try and get a block. Don't let him take this touch mid, because now it opens up space. So we're playing a little bit too cautious in this overtime. There we go. That's good. Where you force the ball off him again. You force the ball off him. So now you're doing it perfectly. You're playing the first man position good. You're just getting the ball off your opponent or even getting it past them. We're not trying to just force out challenges all the time. Sometimes we have to mix it up. That works. I don't think it was your fault if you concede there, so it doesn't matter. Good block from your teammate. Yeah, we're playing very, very cautious. We got to like be more confident. Like here, boost into the ball. You're beating the guy. Like just boost into the ball. You have a beat on him. Or if you don't beat him, he gets a touch. You have a better 50-50 because you get to the ball first and you can dictate where it's going to go. Because you let him move forward and then you boost, you don't have much momentum going into this 50. And if it's an even 50, which this isn't, but even if it was an even 50 where you both get a good block on the ball, most of the time the guy who has higher momentum, higher speed with their car will win the 50. And we just get dunks here and it goes over our head. Now it's not that bad because it just goes back to our teammate, but it's left him in a bit of an awkward position there. Nice touch. Yeah, good. There you go. You force the ball off him, you get a bump on his car. And we don't have to touch the ball as the first man. Sometimes we just need to get a bump on them. Good challenger. Nice control. Good 50. Just leave here. Yeah, well done. He's got to leave there. Nice. This is good. Unfortunate the boost isn't there. Now just keep this close. Don't flip into the ball. Perfect. Yeah, great. Good effort. Grab the boost. Nice. Look for a bump. Go on. Yeah, good effort. It was just slightly too late. Ever so slightly too late. I think you looked for the bump on the wrong guy. Oh my god. Do it. Oh, that's why you sent this replay in. Oh, yes. Oh, this is so good. You kind of pre-jump him. You do pre-jump him. Touch your ceiling. Quickly lean back to get the second touch. Get the flip. This is perfect, man. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, going from playing I'd say quite nervous, a little bit too cautious, to just kind of pulling this out of nowhere and having the balls to pre-jump is technically last man. I mean, you shouldn't have been last man there. Your teammate kind of cut early, and that's not your fault. But this is a great confidence to pre-jump this, because you know where the ball's going to go. The pre-jump wasn't really risky at all, and then to quickly realise that you can, get these consecutive touches and then get a flip. I mean, yeah, great play. I don't have anything to say. You know it's good. That's why you sent the replay, and you know it's good. Don't need to boost Rico too much, but good play. Other than that, though, I'd say you're better mechanically than your opponents. You're quicker than them. You've got to work on, perhaps a bit of boost management, perhaps a little bit of confidence in overtime, but you've got to manage it. You've got to have a bit more confidence in overtime and a little bit less confidence in the actual game, or not less confidence, just realizing that you don't have to go supersonic all the time. You don't have to go really fast and just kind of go. Sometimes you can mix it up and it will work out better for you, and you'll be more comfortable in the long run. And yeah, I think I pointed out most things in the game. Perhaps I'm missing a few things as I'm trying to recap now, but always just feel free to watch back or feel free to message me and I'll answer any questions that you have. But otherwise, good game, and I hope you rank up.